Hello, good afternoon. This is Mr. Sama again with another video lesson. Today we'll be talking about solving equations that have variables on both sides of the equation. We only have one learning objective for you today. We just want you to be able to solve equations that have variables on both sides. If you can solve them and come up with correct solutions, that's it. You've met our learning objective. Excellent. So, the strategy behind solving equations with variables on both sides. You can see this is the exact same equation here, and I'm actually going to solve it twice to show you that there are always options in how you solve these, but depending on how you deal with it, the options could look different. So, over here, I'm going to go through and solve this, and I know my goal in the end is I want x equals some other stuff. So I want all my x's to be over here. Well, the trouble up here is I have x's on both sides. I want to gather them all right here. So I want these x's to go away. Well, we're perfectly comfortable with canceling things that aren't x's, but x's work the exact same way. I want to cancel these and make them go away completely. So the opposite of 5x is negative 5x. Do the same thing to both sides. Over here, these cancel, they go away completely. Bring down my numbers. 34 is all that's left on this side. Over here I have negative 3x minus 5x, make negative 8x, and this 2 is still hanging out in front also. Now, I've gone from having x's on both sides of the equation to all my x's being over here exactly where I want them. This is the only real added step that we're going to go through today. The rest of this I'm going to solve like normal. This is where a lot of students get caught up. The question is it a positive 2 or a negative 2? The 8 is negative, the 2 is positive. So I want to subtract 2 from both sides. These cancel, bring down my negative 8x. 34 minus 2 is 32. And then I have to divide by negative 8. Those cancel, go away. X is all alone. Positive divided by a negative makes a negative. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So x should be negative 4. Lastly, I have to go and check my answer. So I started out with 2 minus 3x equals 5x plus 34. Notice, I have multiple x's in the beginning. So when I plug it in, I plug in x multiple times. Negative 4 goes there, negative 4 goes there. Now, I have to do the things on this side and do the things on this side. So I'll follow PEMDAS. I have subtraction and I have multiplication. Multiplication comes first in PEMDAS. Negative 3 times negative 4 makes positive 12. So this side is 2 plus 12 makes 14. Now I'm going to worry about the other side. Positive times negative is negative. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 34. Negative 20 plus 34 is a positive 14, which checks out. Negative 4 must be our answer. And I know now I got 100% on this question. I wanted to do this problem a second time because I want to make a point about it. I don't like dealing with negative numbers. If I have the choice, I will avoid negative numbers. Here I wanted to subtract 5x and subtract 5x to get all my x's on one side. But notice over here, I could cancel out these 3x's instead. And if I did that instead, I would go plus 3x plus 3x. These cancel because my real goal was to get all the x's on one side. Well, all my x's now are on this side. Over here, all I have left, these are gone, is 2. And here I have 8x. I still have this plus 34. So, it doesn't matter which side you take the x's to. You can take them to the left, you can take them to the right. I will always choose to do it how it makes them positive. but it doesn't matter, they both work. The rest of this is just like normal. Minus 34, minus 34. These cancel. All that's left over here is 8x. 2 minus 34 makes negative 32. Divide. Cancel. X is all alone, which is what we want. Negative 32 divided by 8 gives us negative 4. And I would check my answer, but if you notice, I started with the same problem that I did back here. So checking this answer would be exactly like checking this answer. It's going to work. I know I get 14 equals 14. Perfect. So we need to take this another step and get it a little bit harder. I still have variables on both sides, so I'll have to deal with that. But I have other stuff going on this side. Well, the framework we use to decide what to do first, or really in this case, because it's an equation we're solving, what to undo first, if you remember, was PEMDAS. So, I'm going to follow PEMDAS backwards like we did before. It has to evolve a little bit first, because PEMDAS starts with addition and subtraction. I have this addition going on, but how to undo it is really weird, because it's inside of this stuff and it has stuff multiplying it. This is really strange. So what I need to add is an extra s at the end for simplify. Simplify then will come first, and then we'll work our way backwards up PEMDAS. So, to simplify, I'm going to look at the left-hand side and say, can I simplify this stuff on that left-hand side? Well, sure I can. To simplify that, I can distribute this 2 through. So, work with that first. 2 times y gives me 2y. 2 times 6 gives me 12. The other side is just 3y. I would always ask myself if I can simplify even more. Can I simplify the stuff over here? No. 2y plus 12 is as simple as it gets. Can I simplify the stuff over here? No. 3y is as simple as it gets. Now, I have variables on both sides, so I can choose to take all my variables to the left or take all my variables to the right. I'm going to choose to take these over to the right, so I'm going to go, maybe I'll change color, because I'm going to run into each other here, it'll get hard to see. Minus 2y minus 2y. These will cancel. 12 is what's left here. On this side I have 3y minus 2y makes 1y. 1y is just the same as y, so I know 12 had better be my answer. Lastly, check your answers. I'm going to take this, plug it back in up here and see how it goes. I had 2 parentheses y plus 6, and y is 12. This is this side, just with 12 plugged in for y. On the other side, 3y, and y is 12. So, over here, follow PEMDAS. Now, I'm doing PEMDAS. So, parentheses first, 12 plus 6 is 18. 2 times 18 is 36. I've done the left side, let's do the right side. 3 times 12 is 36, and I'm done. It checks out, and I know that I have 100% on this question. Next one. Again, I'm going to start with simplify. I'll simplify everything I possibly can, and then I'll continue on. So, on the left side of the equals, is there anything I can simplify? Well, yeah, I have b's here and b's there. Add them together. So, negative 5b plus 2b makes negative 3b. I also have this 3 hanging out up there. Can I keep simplifying? No, there are no like terms. That is as simple as it gets. So, other side of the equals. Can I simplify back here? Well, yeah, I have 2 multiplying this stuff in parentheses. So I'll distribute that first. There's my simplify. Negative 2 times 1 makes negative 2. Negative 2 times negative b. Well, negative times negative is positive. 2 times b makes 2b. That's my distribute. I have this negative 2 in front that has to come straight down. Then I'm going to ask myself again, can I keep simplifying? Well, yeah, negative 2 and negative 2 make negative 4. Bring down plus 2b. Now, this stuff is all finished simplifying. That's the most I can possibly do. It's done. So, 3 minus 3b. Now I'm going to look at these together. I'm starting at the bottom with addition, subtraction. I know my goal is to get all my variables on one side. I could bring the 3b's over here. I could minus the 2b's and bring them over here. I like positive numbers, so I can see if I go minus 2b, negative 3 minus 2 is still negative. If I go plus 3b, I end up positive over here. These cancel. 3 comes down. 2b and 3b make 5b. And I bring down this negative 4. The rest of this should be old hat. Negative 4 I'm going to add to both sides. So it's cancel. 5b equals 3 and 4 are 7. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. B equals 7/5. And that's what I get as a solution. Lastly, I would take this back up here, plug it in, and see how our answers go. I also could graphing calculator check this to make sure stuff is fine. I don't want to lose people in fractions, so I'm going to leave this without checking it. But I want to note that I need to check this answer. In class, I would go to the graphing calculator, because this answer is nasty. Lastly, we want you to try these 3. Go for it, do your best, bring them into class. First thing, we will go through and give you correct solutions. Make sure you understand what's going on. And yeah, have an excellent day.